Bitcoin is being manipulated, or at least that is how it appears. Before we get going, go ahead and check out the Trade Cave store on Etsy. Link is in the description as well as on our YouTube page. We do have a new item in the store today. There is a sticker there. That's a 3x3-inch sticker. That's the smallest one they let me make. I did want to make it a bit smaller than that, but it's going to be a 3x3-inch sticker. Those are going for $4. I will say though that the shipping on those is also $4, so that's a little pricey in my opinion, but if you would like to get your hands on the stickers, they are available now. Additionally, we've got some issues with Russia causing some problems in the market today. We're also going to look at the economic calendar, and then we'll follow up by looking at the Bitcoin chart as well as some of the miners. So first of all, this is an article that came out of CoinDesk this morning. Actually, it was saying that Bitcoin falls as ETF inflows finally slow down. There was a sell-off, I believe it was about 1,000 Bitcoin worth sell-off of outflows yesterday, and we are down today through a little over 3% from that. You can see here that the ETF outflow yesterday was about 64.9 million, or close to about 1,000 coins of outflow. And the thing that really irritates me about this specifically is that over last several days and weeks, we've been getting inflows larger than that. We have not been moving by 5% a day up. In fact, we've been coming down. This is the first day of like actual outflows in a while, and we've come down 7%. Meanwhile, all these other days back here, all of the month of June have been inflows, and we've been going down. So I'm going to go ahead and call that some manipulation, because if 1,000 coins of outflow can cause us to drop 3-4% in a day, why did 1,000 coins of inflow not give us half, a percent or two up here in some of these cases? Now, of course, we were seeing some first few days go up, and then we started coming down. But man, it feels gross. Honestly, don't like it. Not a fan. There is something a little nefarious going on in the background, as we've all suspected since BlackRock got involved that this would be the case, and it likely is. They're probably keeping us in a certain range while they fill their bags at our expense to that situation. Now, am I super worried about this? Not really. The other thing that caused us to dump is this Russian military exercises in Cuba that are going on right now. That do include a nuclear sub, and that has got people all worried. Honestly, if you scroll further down, you can see for days, like what, 4 days ago, a week ago, we've known about this. We knew this was going to happen, that there were going to be some war games going on in the Caribbean over with Cuba and Russia. We knew it. This is not new news, but it has caused some unrest in the markets and has caused some issues in terms of us seeing a bit of a red day today. The other thing that is going on is, mark your calendars for tomorrow on the economic calendar. We've got CPI coming out tomorrow, as well as the FOMC meeting. So tomorrow is actually a really big volatile day. So don't be too concerned if you see your account going huge in one way or the other tomorrow. There is a lot of really big news that will probably shake out after a few days, unless it's catastrophic, but I don't think that'll be the case. All right, anyways, Bitcoin. We are actually still looking bullish. We just came back to the bottom of our handle that we had here. Now, as long as we hold up above the 50-day, which is currently sitting at 65,935, so about 66,000. As long as we stay up above 66,000, I'm not too concerned about what's going on with Bitcoin right now. We break below 66,000, and I would be looking at us coming down to $60,000 again on this. But as it stands, not super concerned. You can see that the RSI dropped dramatically here. We're down to 32. We're almost getting into oversold territory here. We could hit the 50 pretty soon. We did stop at my purple line here at just about $67,000. I could see us bouncing from here, but of course I'm kind of watching, waiting, seeing how that plays out. Let's take a look at the fib lines here. Ooh, fib lines way down there, hitting near the 200. And then we've got one just above us here at 69,000. Those aren't too helpful right now. I do think that the 50 is likely to catch us if we go any further down, and we will use that as support. Once we hit it, I think a lot of investors will see that 50-day moving average as a buying opportunity on Bitcoin. All right, let's move on to some Bitcoin miners. Actually, let's look at Ethereum. Sorry, let's look at Ethereum. I haven't looked at Ethereum in a few days. I bet that dropped nice. Not bad, honestly. Came right to the bottom of this wick here. 50-day moving average for Ethereum is at 3,372-ish. Yeah, I could see us coming into that and then bouncing from there. Not too bad. And I'm actually kind of not upset that this is happening before the ETFs are actually trading, unless they did start trading and I missed that memo. Yeah, not too bad actually. I'm not too concerned about that. We do have a red arrow on my chart here indicating it will likely continue to go down, but I could see us getting caught at the 50, which would kind of coincide with the very top of this wick down here at 33.59. Like we could like tap it and then whoo, carry on up on our merry way from there. That wouldn't be bad at all. That'd actually be pretty sweet. All right, let's take a look at how Bitfarms is doing today. How is Bitfarms today? Down 6%. That's rough. So yeah, I knew this candle yesterday was going to be bad. Then the poison pill news came out, and that was a bit concerning for Bitfarms. But I'm not, as I read up more and more about the poison pill, this could end up being something of a buying frenzy that occurs um, as they start to dilute those shares because they are excluding certain shareholders from it, offering it as a discount to other shareholders. And if they're super bullish about the stock and about keeping Riot's hands off of Bitfarms, this thing could drive it higher. And so I'm kind of really interested in seeing how this plays out. Actually, this is a kind of a little bit exciting, honestly. And I do appreciate that they want to defend themselves. But I would like to see, honestly, CEO come in. They really need to give us a CEO. They need to make a decision there. They need to make that decision soon. That's got to happen. There's so much drama going on with this ticker right now, and it's kind of frustrating a little bit. And that's really like I'm not in finance for drama. I'm in it to make money, and your drama is costing me money sometimes, and I don't like that specifically. So that's the part that bothers me. The part that doesn't bother me is they are defending themselves. They do think they're worth more. I think they're worth more. I do think Riot underestimated them and undervalued them and underestimated them. And I would like to see their stock price go higher as a result, and I think that it very possibly could. So we are coming down to the 20-day moving average here at $2.11. We could hit that and bounce up. The 5-day is above us at 238. We will need to conquer that again here, unfortunately. But the fact that we came down so far, so fast, really is actually not that bad. So we came all the way down. We went 17% in a matter of 4 days. We came back to just under the 50 on the RSI on the daily. That's not a terrible area. If we were to turn around, we could easily turn around and come flying back up from that using that as a bit of a liquidity sweep. Now we could, yeah, and we do have support back here. Let me turn this on. We do have support back in this area right here for Bitfarms to continue to go up from there. So that is kind of where we're looking at here, that 20 to try to catch us and send us back again. All right, let's take a look at Bit Digital. How's Bit Digital doing today after a pretty sweet run up for quite a while here? Honestly, since April 16th, we are cooling off. We're down 7.35%. This is all a result of Bitcoin falling, which is a result of those outflows and some geopolitical news events. We are currently below the 200-day moving average, which is at 255. We're at 253 right now. That's not good necessarily. Let's see here. The volume oscillator is pointing the wrong way. This is pretty aggressive here since June 24th, though. So I wouldn't be super surprised if we were to like break this channel here in a couple of days and see it come rocketing out of that. Let me just drag this one a little further. Yeah, we could hit the bottom of this channel here like tomorrow around 244 and then start coming up on it pretty hard. So I've been watching for that right now, actually, on Bit Digital. Yeah, that's really all I got right there for Bit Digital right now. Let's take a look at Mara. How is Marathon Digital today? It is down 7%. Everything's down 7%. Mara looks like it wants to go for the 200-day moving average at $16.76. It is printing a red arrow here. That's not good. So this is, so there is a bit of a rising wedge here. Let me close these so you can see it better. This yellow dotted line is a bit of a rising wedge and we fell out of it. Falling out of it is bad. We could come down to the bottom of this move here, which would be at 1472. That is possible, but the 200 is between us and there. So we're very likely to be caught on the 200. Hopefully the 200 comes up just a tiny bit so we don't take out this low here. at 1691. If we can avoid taking out that low, that would allow us to remain mostly bullish. But if we do take out that low, it's going to be a bad time, and we're going to collide with the 200 and possibly go even lower if that's the case. So this is now out of this thing. So let's close that. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's take a look. Oh, let's take a look at the fibs. How are the fibs doing? Yeah, we're below the midline, which is this purple one. The next one down is all the way down here. It's going to be 382 all the way down here, $12. I don't think we're going to go to $12 though. I'm not really too convinced of that. Let's see how's the volume looking. The volume came down. It is already flattening out where it currently is though, so that's actually a good sign. If we zoom in here on the volume, you can see it came down sharply since June 6th, and it is flattening out where we currently are. So that's not so bad. That's actually pretty that's pretty good actually. Let's take a look at CleanSpark now. It's down 6.82%. You'll see the theme here is all about, we're all about 7% here. Let's take a look at their numbers here. So we are below the 5, the 20, and the 50. The only moving average beneath us now is the 200, all the way down at $11. I don't love that necessarily. We are looking like we are going to come back down towards that 1350 range here again, possibly come to the bottom here, 1372, where we hit last time. We might come back to 1350 this time. That's very possible. Don't love that. That's not great. It's kind of, now this could be the sweep before the summer rally comes through, or we could just continue to dump. I don't know. I don't think that's the case, though. I don't think we're just going to continue to dump here, especially given how the fall right now is due to specific news events. We will, I think, see this shake out, but I do think this week it's going to be rather intense, especially with what's happened already. Plus, with tomorrow being FOMC, I think we're in for a bit of a rough ride, and we might see those lower levels here on Bitcoin miners, as well as many of our other favorite stocks going into this week. So CleanSpark is at 1474. We're below that $15 mark. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. 1350 is the next thing that has to catch us. Otherwise, we're coming all the way to the bottom of this descending channel that we haven't come to the bottom of since April 16th. And the bottom of it's going to meet with the 200, which is going to be down around 1150-ish. It's very possible we could get there. And I mean, I would see that as a buying opportunity down there at 1150, but I, of course, would not enjoy getting there. Now, one thing that is interesting on the daily, we have RSI is currently at 27, so it is quite low. It could turn around in this area. We're not quite overbought yet, but we're getting very, very close. And as well as the volume oscillator is showing that volume is actually going up, which is against this move and has been against this move pretty much since June 3rd. Now, this could flip back down and continue on down from here, but it's good to see that it is currently pointing in the right direction for us. Let's take a look at RIOT. How's RIOT doing? Down 7%, just like everybody else. It is still in a bit of that falling wedge pattern. We are beneath all the SMAs right now. This one, RSI is down at 34. It came off the 50 mark, so it does have a little more room to fall from there. The volume oscillator, though, is coming up. It does look like if we even get like just 1 or 2 green days that it could flip green. So that's good. I mean, it's kind of sitting in a very precarious spot. A lot of the miners are sitting in a pretty precarious spot right now. Let's take a look at how IREN is reacting to this. It's actually up 2%. This thing's up 2%. This thing cannot be stopped. We hit the 5-day moving average, and we're just charging back up again at 2%, just spitting in the face of Bitcoin and all the Bitcoin miners. That's crazy. I love how these SMAs are they're just splaying out. It's really looking good. I do want to see it come and back and test the 20 here, which by the time it does that would probably be about $9. I really would like to see that to feel good about this move. But for now, it's just charging up on IREN. Crazy. Still going. Core Scientific down just 2%. It hasn't even come back to touch the 5 yet. The 5 is all the way down at 778. This move is just absolutely parabolic. I do want to see it come back and touch the top of this previous high back here on this candle at $6.11. I really would want to see that to feel good. Again, just like with IREN, to feel good about that move, I want to see it come back and test some previous tops. Kind of like back here, it almost got there when it went from 540 down to 446. It came close to trying to test the top of those. Like this could come down to, let's say, like even like just like 650, and I'd be like, okay, that was kind of a test of that previous level there before moving on up again for Core Scientific. Let's see about the Cipher warrants. Cipher warrants, they're down 4.63% today. It is kind of just bleeding off here. It is at 98 cents. I'm actually thinking about maybe picking up a few more of these shares. I do maybe want to see it touch the 200, which is down about 89 cents before I start doing that right now. But that is what's going on there. And something you will notice that I'm just noticing picking up on at this moment is that a lot of the miners that have no HODL are up today, and the ones that have a HODL of Bitcoin are down today. Let's take a look at Wolf. Wolf is another no HODL. They're down 5%, so it's not holding true for all of them. But for some of them, like IREN, which is a no HODL, is up. Core Scientific, which is a no HODL, is down significantly less, and Wolf is down, but down 2% less than the average of the Bitcoin miners that have a large HODL. So that's interesting and something to keep track of. Also, notice that all those ones that have no HODL ran recently, came back to their 5-day moving average, and are either pausing or going back up from there. That's also pretty interesting to see that they're moving in tandem with one another like that. So that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.